Nancy Pelosi is thinking of giving bailout money, coronavirus relief to lobbyists in the next bill. Yes, the people who are perpetuating a culture of corruption in Washington, D.C. These motherfuckers are about to get away with highway robbery. This next coronavirus bill is so bad, it is probably worse than any of the other 4 bills that you've seen. It's unbelievable. The corruption is rampant and blatant. I have no words. So let me show you this article from The Intercept. All right, check this out. Speaker Pelosi supports a push for taxpayer bailout of corporate lobbyists. Because why wouldn't she? Lobbyists have stepped up a campaign to make sure professional influence peddlers are eligible for the PPP. The push also includes a demand for an additional $25 billion for canceled events and other lost revenue from the coronavirus pandemic. Senior Democratic lawmakers, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, plan to accommodate the demand and change the eligibility standard so that small business bailout money can flow to business advocacy groups. I love the wording here. It's so lawyery, isn't it? Business advocacy groups. Not merchants of corruption. No. Business advocacy groups have bought. We're advocating for businesses, of course. And of course, Nancy Pelosi would accommodate such a request, of course. Of course, had bought. Nancy, of course. She's our gal down on K Street. $25 billion. I'm actually surprised it's not more. And you see why? For canceled events. Man, we couldn't get together and engage in corruption. This Rona got all up in our shit, dude. And, we just couldn't lobby people. So you have to pay us now. I'm sorry. and how are they going to do it? She's going to classify lobbyists, business advocacy groups as small businesses. Yes. Just like the little bakery down the street. Yes. So look at this. They explained in a letter to lawmakers that trade group lobbyists need federal funding to better advocate for their clients. So these people who are corrupting Washington want you to pay them so they can rob you even more. Do you understand? This is the equivalent of bank robbers coming to the bank and asking for money for the guns that they're going to use to hold up the bank. You gotta love it. The letter was signed by many of the most influential Beltway lobby groups. The American Fuel and Petrochemical Manufacturers Association, one of the trade groups which is requesting this bailout. It pays its top lobbyist, Chet Thompson, $1.8 million a year. Hold on a second. This guy makes $2 million a year and he needs bailout money? What about the 30 million people that got laid off? You don't think those people need a fucking bailout? The group represents the largest oil refiners in the country, including ExxonMobil, the Koch Industries, and Motiva Enterprises, the U.S. arm of Saudi Arabian oil company, Aramco. This is wonderful. So they're going to make you, the U.S. taxpayer, bail out the lobbyists of a company that isn't even based in America. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. And of course, these are small businesses, of course. If you don't cover the bills of their lobbyists, how will ExxonMobil ever be able to recover? How will Aramco ever be able to recover? Do you see what a tough position you're putting them in? Is that fair? Come on. You don't need another check. You already got your $1,200. What are you whining about? We've got to help out Aramco. So they can lobby people in Washington to fuck you over. Don't you get it? So other trade groups that joined the letter include the National Retail Federation. And who do they represent? Walmart and Macy's. The National Restaurant Association, they're also on this letter, and they represent McDonald's. Man, these are businesses that would go under. They need representation in Washington. You gotta bail out their lobbyists, of course. McDonald's is like a small family-owned restaurant, man. What about Walmart? This is really insane. Like, they got no shame. They got no shame. They fucked you over with 4 bills. And now in the 5th one, the vultures, they're not just coming for no regular cash, right? They want you to also pay their lobbyists who corrupt Washington, D.C. so you could have those 4 bills in the first place, right? So the lobbyists are essentially saying, like, listen, man, we got you these 4 bills. Now you got to pay us, okay? Because, you know, they do need these lobbyists to keep their racketeering going and to keep ripping you off and ripping the taxpayers off. Of course, yeah. It's just, they have no shame. They're even asking you to pay for that now. They really don't care. They really do not give a fuck. It's just a bunch of vultures. These corporations swooping down and stealing as much as they can. As much as they can get away with. They're taking everything, man. And everybody's getting a piece of the pie. Make no mistake. This is what this is about. Do you understand? Everybody. Like, from the people at the very top down to the lobbyists. They're all getting bankrolled and you ain't getting shit. Of course Nancy Pelosi would okay this. Of course. I mean, she works for them. That's why she's worth over $100 million. Of course she's going to help them out. I just think it's absolutely astounding. And then, you know, they're going to come and talk to you about how all Arab countries and African countries, they're so corrupt. Meanwhile, they do this in broad daylight. Just right out in the open, you know. And they use their nice little language. They type up a nice little letter. But we know what it is at the end of the day. They want you to pay for the corporations who are already swimming in money. And then on top of it, pay for the agents of corruption, right? The agents of capitalism who are running the whole racket. Wow, look at this one too. Look what she's doing here. Oh, Pelosi also signaled support for P3 money to 501c4 issue advocacy organizations, such as Sierra Club and the NRA. You know who 501c4 groups are. We covered this the other day. These are the dark money groups. Remember? You have PACs, super PACs, and then you have issue advocacy groups. I love these nice little names that they give them, right? They're dark money groups. So you can give unlimited amounts of donations and they can spend unlimited amounts of money and they don't have to tell anyone where the money came from or what these sums were. And look at that. Do you see that? In her remarks, she did not include expanding the program for 501c5 organizations which represent labor unions. Man, just the double fucking that they're giving you right now is unbelievable. So she wants to give small business money to dark money groups who are fucking swimming in money, who don't need a fucking cent, who are literally agents of corruption, who buy elections. And she's going to give the money to people like the NRA, like everyone. She doesn't care, all the dark money groups. And she's going to give that small business money, like we said, to the lobbyists too. And guess who's not getting any small business money? Labor unions. Because why? Fuck the working class. That's why. This bitch should just go and fucking run for like the Republican Party. She really should. I mean, they might as well just merge into one. I cannot distinguish any difference. And you think AOC is going to call her out? Dream on. Just never. People should be up in fucking arms about this. Up in fucking arms. If you're going to go ahead and put dark money groups and you're going to go ahead and put lobbyists under the category of small businesses so you can give them coronavirus relief money, you might as well put the labor unions under that too. But no. Everyone's getting a piece of the pie except anything that helps workers because fuck you. Just no shame. They just don't give a fuck. Oh my God, they're fucking American workers so hard. It is unbelievable. And they're getting away with it. No one is going to do anything about this. Not even Bernie Sanders is going to call this shit out. No one is going to say a fucking word because they are Nancy Pelosi's poodles. Okay? All of them. The squad. Get the fuck out of my way, man. All of these bitches work for Nancy Pelosi, who works for the 1% of the corporations. They are never going to cross her. They aren't going to open their fucking mouths for anything. They're getting away with murder. I mean, really. They're getting away with highway robbery, and no one is going to defend you. No one is going to take a stance for workers. Nothing. Just Just wait and see. AOC might open her mouth, give a nice little speech, and then she'll blame the Republicans. But, she's not going to call out Pelosi, who is implicated in this and is indicating support and enabling and okaying this. You're not really much of an opposition wing, let alone an opposition party, if you okay everything the opposition wants. You're not supposed to work in tandem for this shit. You're really not. You're supposed to oppose that. But of course, Nancy Pelosi's not going to do that. No one is, because they're all working together. You have a one-party system in the United States, like I keep telling you. And who is surprised by this? Who is surprised by this?